Look around at the life you're living right now. The people you keep around you, the energy you've been feeding into others, the constant strain of trying to keep up with everyone's expectations. You think you're free, right? But you're not. You're trapped in chains you can't even see. These chains aren't made of steel or iron. No, they're invisible, woven out of lies, guilt, and manipulation. They've been placed on you by people who never had your best interest at heart, by expectations you never asked for, by a world that taught you to put everyone else's needs above your own. They're the things that keep you awake at night, the constant pressure weighing on your chest, the doubt that creeps in whenever you start to rise. You think you're free because you can move, because you can breathe, but deep down you know something's off. You know that your every move, your every decision is colored by their influence, their whispers in your ear, their subtle jabs when you try to make a change. They have you believing that you owe them something, that without them you'd be nothing. But here's the truth, you're not living your life, you're living theirs. Every time you try to break free, they pull you back in. The phone calls, the messages, the demands, their drama becomes your reality. It feels like there's no escape, like every time you make a decision for yourself, they show up with 1,000 reasons why you should stay. Stay in the chaos, stay in the mess, stay in their web of manipulation and lies. They have you trapped, stuck in a loop of obligation, guilt, and fear. You're a prisoner in your own life, and you don't even realize it. But you've been living like this for so long that the idea of stepping outside that cage terrifies you. And that's exactly how they want it. The worst part, you've convinced yourself that this is normal, that this is what life is supposed to be. You've made excuses for people who drain you, for situations that exhaust you. You keep telling yourself that one day it'll all get better, that eventually they'll change, or you'll find peace, or maybe you're just being dramatic. But deep down you know the truth. They're not going to change. This cycle, it's not going anywhere. And if you don't break it, you're going to stay in this cage forever. You are not meant to live in a cage. You are not meant to live your life for anyone but yourself. It's time you wake up to the reality you've been shackled by your own fears, your own beliefs, and the manipulation of others. But it doesn't have to stay this way. You have the key to your own freedom. You've always had it. The only thing standing between you and your peace is the fear of breaking the chains. And that fear, it's a lie. Right now, as you're listening to this, ask yourself, do you really want to keep living like this? Do you want to keep sacrificing your happiness for people who wouldn't do the same for you? Or are you ready to tear down the walls, break the chains, and finally walk into the life you were meant to live? The choice is yours. But remember, staying in this cage, that's the real prison. Loyalty. A word that's been thrown at you so many times it's lost all meaning. They've told you that loyalty is everything, that it's the glue that holds relationships together, the foundation of love, friendship, and family. But what they don't tell you is this: loyalty can be a weapon, a leash they use to keep you in line, to keep you right where they want you. Think about it. How many times have you been told to stay loyal even when it costs you your sanity? How many times have you been asked to forgive someone who didn't deserve it? Because that's what loyal people do. They love to throw that word around when it benefits them, don't they? But where's their loyalty when you need it? Where are they when you're the one drowning? They say loyalty is about sticking together, but for them it's about control. It's about making sure you don't leave, that you don't outgrow them, that you don't realize you're better off without their chaos. They call it loyalty, but what they really mean is obedience. They want you to bend over backward for them, to give and give until there's nothing left of you. But have you noticed? It's always one-sided. You're the one making sacrifices. You're the one cleaning up their messes. You're the one holding things together while they sit back and take. When was the last time they showed up for you the way you show up for them? When was the last time they put your needs above their own? Can you even remember? Or has it always been you holding the weight of the relationship, convincing yourself that loyalty means staying no matter how much it hurts? But let's be real here. What has your loyalty gotten you? A broken heart? Sleepless nights? A constant ache in your chest because you're too busy worrying about people who don't worry about you. This isn't loyalty, this is self-destruction. They've made you believe that leaving is betrayal, that walking away means you're the bad guy. But let me tell you something, loyalty doesn't mean chaining yourself to people who are sinking. Loyalty doesn't mean sacrificing your peace for someone else's chaos. Real loyalty isn't about staying no matter what. Real loyalty is about mutual respect, mutual effort, mutual care. If it's not mutual, it's manipulation, and you don't owe anyone your loyalty just because they demand it. Your loyalty is a gift, not a debt. And if they're not willing to earn it, they don't deserve it. So I want you to ask yourself, who are you really being loyal to? Are they people who lift you up, who inspire you, who make you better? Or are they people who drain you, who guilt you, who hold you back? Are they people who would fight for you the way you fight for them? Or are they people who use your loyalty as a weapon to keep you in line? Because if your loyalty is keeping you in chains, then it's not loyalty, it's slavery. You don't owe anyone your loyalty if they don't deserve it. Not your friends, not your family, not anyone. And if walking away makes you the bad guy in their story, then so be it, be the bad guy. Because your peace, your happiness, your freedom is worth more than their opinions. Loyalty is a choice, not an obligation. It's time you start choosing wisely, because the people who truly deserve your loyalty, they won't need to beg for it. They won't need to guilt you into it. They'll earn it every single day. And if they're not doing that, then it's time to let them go. Loyalty. A word that's been thrown at you so many times it's lost all meaning. They've told you that loyalty is everything, that it's the glue that holds relationships together, the foundation of love, friendship, and family. But what they don't tell you is this: loyalty can be a weapon, a leash they use to keep you in line, to keep you right where they want you. Think about it. How many times have you been told to stay loyal even when it costs you your sanity? How many times have you been asked to forgive someone who didn't deserve it? Because that's what loyal people do. They love to throw that word around when it benefits them, don't they? But where's their loyalty when you need it? Where are they when you're the one drowning? They say loyalty is about sticking together, but for them it's about control. It's about making sure you don't leave, that you don't outgrow them, that you don't realize you're better off without their chaos. They call it loyalty, but what they really mean is obedience. They want you to bend over backward for them, to give and give until there's nothing left of you. But have you noticed? It's always one-sided. You're the one making sacrifices. You're the one cleaning up their messes. You're the one holding things together while they sit back and take. When was the last time they showed up for you the way you show up for them? When was the last time they put your needs above their own? Can you even remember, or has it always been you holding the weight of the relationship, convincing yourself that loyalty means staying no matter how much it hurts? But let's be real here. What has your loyalty gotten you? A broken heart? Sleepless nights? A constant ache in your chest because you're too busy worrying about people who don't worry about you? This isn't loyalty. This is self-destruction. They've made you believe that leaving is betrayal, that walking away means you're the bad guy. But let me tell you something, loyalty doesn't mean chaining yourself to people who are sinking. Loyalty doesn't mean sacrificing your peace for someone else's chaos. Real loyalty isn't about staying no matter what. Real loyalty is about mutual respect, mutual effort, mutual care. If it's not mutual, it's manipulation, and you don't owe anyone your loyalty just because they demand it. Your loyalty is a gift, not a debt. And if they're not willing to earn it, they don't deserve it. So I want you to ask yourself, who are you really being loyal to? Are they people who lift you up, who inspire you, who make you better? Or are they people who drain you, who guilt you, who hold you back? Are they people who would fight for you the way you fight for them? Or are they people who use your loyalty as a weapon to keep you in line? Because if your loyalty is keeping you in chains, then it's not loyalty, it's slavery. You don't owe anyone your loyalty if they don't deserve it. Not your friends, not your family, not anyone. And if walking away makes you the bad guy in their story, then so be it, be the bad guy. Because your peace, your happiness, your freedom is worth more than their opinions. Loyalty is a choice, not an obligation. It's time you start choosing wisely, because the people who truly deserve your loyalty, they won't need to beg for it. They won't need to guilt you into it. They'll earn it every single day. And if they're not doing that, then it's time to let them go. Letting go, two words that carry the weight of the world. It sounds simple, doesn't it? Just let it go. But the truth is, letting go feels like ripping out a piece of your soul. It feels like failure, like admitting defeat. But what if I told you that letting go isn't weakness? That it isn't giving up? What if I told you that letting go is one of the most powerful things you'll ever do? Let's start with this. Why is it so hard to let go? Why do you cling to people who hurt you, to memories that haunt you, to dreams that no longer serve you? Because you've been taught that holding on is noble, that enduring pain is a badge of honor, that loyalty means staying no matter how much it breaks you. But ask yourself this: who are you staying loyal to? The people who betrayed you? The past that no longer exists? The version of yourself who didn't know any better? What about loyalty to yourself, to your future, to your peace? The truth is, holding on feels safe, it feels familiar, but safety and growth don't always coexist. And sometimes the things you hold on to are the very things holding you back. One of the reasons we struggle to let go is because we're waiting for closure, for some magical moment where everything makes sense, where the pain disappears, where the person who hurt us apologizes, where the world gives us permission to move on. But closure isn't something you get, it's something you create. It's a decision you make, not a gift someone else gives you. Waiting for closure is just another way of giving away your power, and the longer you wait, the more you bleed. Stop waiting for the apology that will never come. Stop waiting for the explanation that won't make a difference. Stop waiting for them to set you free. The chains are in your hands. You're the only one who can break them. Here's the other thing about letting go. It's terrifying, because letting go means loss. It means stepping into the unknown. It means facing the emptiness you've been trying to avoid. And that emptiness, it's loud, it echoes. It makes you question everything. But here's what they don't tell you. That emptiness isn't your enemy. That emptiness is a blank canvas. It's space for something new. It's where healing begins. But you can't create something new if you're still holding on to the old. You can't build a future while you're still living in the past. Letting go isn't a single moment. It's not a switch you flip. It's a process. A messy, painful, beautiful process. It's waking up every day and choosing yourself even when it hurts. It's forgiving yourself for the times you stayed too long, the times you gave too much, the times you let them take too much. It's reminding yourself over and over that you deserve peace, that you deserve freedom, that you deserve better. Some days it will feel like progress, other days it will feel like starting over, and that's okay. Healing isn't linear. Growth isn't perfect, but every step you take away from the things that hurt you is a step closer to the life you deserve. Letting go is like standing in front of a burning building, knowing you can't save it. You can either stand there and watch the flames consume you, or you can turn around and walk away. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's scary. But sometimes you have to let it burn, because the ashes of the past are the foundation of your future. And let's be clear, letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean pretending it never happened. It means releasing the hold it has on you. It means choosing to live for yourself, not for your pain, not for your past, not for the people who broke you. When you let go, you take back your freedom. You stop letting the past dictate your present. You stop letting other people's choices control your life. You stop carrying the weight of things that were never yours to carry in the first place. And when you finally let go, you realize something incredible. You were never losing them. You were finding you. So let it go. Let go of the guilt. Let go of the shame. Let go of the need to fix what's broken, to save what's sinking, to hold on to what hurts. Let go of the people who don't see your worth, the dreams that no longer inspire you, the pain that no longer serves you. Let go not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Let go because your peace is worth more than their chaos. Let go because your freedom is worth more than their control. Let go because you are worth it. Letting go isn't the end, it's the beginning. The beginning of a life where you choose you, where you love you, where you heal for you. Letting go isn't giving up, it's rising up. So rise. Solitude. For some, it's a sanctuary. For others, it's a nightmare. The thought of being alone terrifies them because they've been conditioned to see solitude as loneliness, as failure, as punishment. But here's the truth they don't tell you. Solitude is power. Solitude is clarity. Solitude is where you find yourself. Why are people so afraid of being alone? Because being alone means facing yourself. It means confronting the things you've been running from, the doubts, the regrets, the parts of you don't want to acknowledge. And that's not easy, it's uncomfortable, it's painful, but avoiding yourself will only keep you trapped. Think about this, if you can't be at peace with yourself, how can you expect to find peace with someone else? If you can't stand your own company, how can you expect others to? Solitude isn't the enemy, it's the mirror that shows you who you really are. We live in a world that hates silence, a world that bombards you with distractions, with noise, with endless stimulation. Social media, constant notifications, the opinions of people who don't matter, it's all designed to keep you from being alone with your thoughts. Because when you're distracted, you're easy to control. But here's the thing, growth doesn't happen in the noise. Healing doesn't happen in the chaos. Clarity doesn't happen in the crowd. These things happen in the quiet, in the stillness, in the moments where it's just you and your thoughts. The world fears solitude because the world fears your power. Solitude isn't weakness. It's strength. It's choosing to stand alone rather than rely on others to complete you. It's knowing that your worth doesn't depend on someone else's validation. It's understanding that your happiness is your responsibility, not theirs. When you embrace solitude, you reclaim your independence. You stop looking for answers outside yourself. You stop needing people to fill the void. You realize that you are enough, that you have always been enough. And when you find that strength within yourself, you become unstoppable, because no one can take away what they didn't give you. No one can break what they didn't build. Solitude is where you reconnect with your dreams, your purpose, your values. It's where you find clarity about what matters and what doesn't. It's where you learn to set boundaries, to say no to what doesn't serve you, to prioritize your peace over their chaos. Solitude isn't about isolation. It's not about cutting yourself off from the world. It's about creating space to breathe, space to think, space to grow. It's in solitude that you rediscover the things you love, the things that ignite your soul, the things that make you feel alive. And when you find those things, you realize that you were never really alone, because you had yourself all along. Let's get one thing straight. Solitude and loneliness are not the same. Loneliness is a void. It's a longing for connection, for something outside yourself. Solitude, on the other hand, is fullness. It's contentment with your own company. It's realizing that you don't need anyone else to complete you because you are already whole. The world tells you that being alone is a bad thing, that it means no one wants you, that you're not good enough. But that's a lie. Being alone doesn't mean you're unworthy. It means you're free. Free to be yourself. Free to live on your terms. Free to choose who gets to be in your life and who doesn't. There's a peace that comes with solitude that you can't find anywhere else. It's the peace of not having to please anyone, of not having to fit into their expectations, of not having to pretend to be someone you're not. It's the peace of being enough, just as you are. When you embrace solitude, you stop fearing it. You stop seeing it as a punishment and start seeing it as a gift. A gift that allows you to heal, to grow, to become the person you were always meant to be. So take the time to be alone. Turn off the noise. Step away from the distractions. Look in the mirror and face yourself. Yes, it will be uncomfortable. Yes, it will be hard. But on the other side of that discomfort is freedom. On the other side of that fear is strength. Learn to love your own company. Learn to enjoy the silence. Learn to trust yourself. Because the relationship you have with yourself is the foundation for every other relationship in your life. And when you embrace solitude, you realize that you are never truly alone, because you have you, and that is enough. Solitude isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. It's where you find your strength, your clarity, your peace. It's where you find you, so embrace it, own it, thrive in it. Because in the end, solitude isn't the absence of others, it's the presence of yourself. Pain is inevitable. Life will break you, betray you, and scar you in ways you never imagined. But pain is not your enemy, it's your teacher. It's your fuel. And if you learn how to harness it, pain can become your greatest source of power. Pain exists for a reason. It's not random and it's not meaningless. Pain forces you to confront the truth. It strips away the illusions and shows you who you really are. It pushes you to grow, to adapt, to become stronger. Pain is a signal. It's your mind and body telling you that something needs to change. That you've outgrown your current situation, that the people, places, or habits in your life are no longer serving you. Ignoring that signal only prolongs your suffering. But if you listen, if you act, it can be the beginning of transformation. When pain hits, you have two choices. You can let it destroy you, or you can let it build you. You can wallow in self-pity, blaming the world for your misfortunes, or you can take that pain and turn it into fire. A fire that burns away the old, weak parts of you and forges something stronger, something unbreakable. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. The difference lies in how you respond. Will you let it consume you, or will you rise above it and use it to fuel your journey? Think of the most successful people you know, the strongest people, the ones who've achieved greatness against all odds. Do you think they've lived pain-free lives? No. They faced heartbreak, loss, failure, rejection just like you. The difference is they didn't let their pain define them. They let it drive them. Every time life knocked them down, they got back up. Every time they were told they weren't good enough, they worked harder. Every time someone tried to break them, they became stronger. That's the power of pain. It can either crush you or it can propel you. The choice is yours. Pain has lessons to teach, but only if you're willing to learn. It teaches you resilience, showing you that you can endure more than you thought possible. It teaches you empathy, helping you understand the struggles of others. It teaches you gratitude, reminding you to appreciate the good things in life. But most of all, pain teaches you about yourself. It reveals your limits and your ability to surpass them. It shows you what you're made of, what you're capable of, and who you truly are. Society tells you to avoid pain, to numb it, to pretend it doesn't exist, but avoiding pain only makes it worse. The only way out is through. You have to face it, feel it, embrace it. You have to walk into the darkness knowing that on the other side is light. Stop running from your pain. Stop trying to bury it with distractions, with substances, with toxic relationships. Face it head on. Let it hurt. Let it break you open. Because it's in that breaking that you begin to heal. It's in that breaking that you find your strength. Transformation doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in the struggle. In the moments when you're on the brink of giving up, but you don't. In the moments when you're broken, but you keep moving forward. That's where power is born. Take the pain they gave you and turn it into fuel. Take the betrayal, the heartbreak, the rejection, and let it drive you. Let it remind you that you're still alive, still fighting, still capable of greatness. Pain is temporary, but what you gain from it is permanent. The strength, the wisdom, the resilience, those are yours forever. And once you've overcome one challenge, you know you can overcome the next. You know you're capable of more than you ever imagined. Remember, every scar tells a story of survival, of growth, of triumph. Your scars are proof that you've been through the fire and come out stronger. Wear them proudly. Let them remind you of your journey and inspire you to keep going. Pain is a weapon, but only if you learn how to wield it. Use it to fuel your ambition, to drive your actions, to ignite your passion. Use it to prove them wrong, to show the world that you are not your pain, you are what you've made of it. Your pain is your power. Don't waste it. Don't let it go to waste on self-pity or regret. Take it and turn it into something extraordinary. Let it be the fire that lights your path, the force that propels you forward, the strength that keeps you standing. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Don't let your pain destroy you, let it build you. Let it teach you, let it transform you, because in the end, pain isn't your enemy. It's your greatest ally. It's the fire that forges you into something unstoppable. The world is quick to judge. It will put you in a box, label you, and expect you to stay there. But you weren't born to conform to their expectations. You were born to rise above them, to break free from their opinions and define yourself on your own terms. Judgment is everywhere. It's in the way they look at you, the way they talk about you, the way they try to control you. They judge you for your choices, for your past, for your dreams. And if you're not careful, their judgment can seep into your soul, poisoning your confidence, clouding your vision, and silencing your voice. They'll tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not smart enough, attractive enough, successful enough. And if you listen to them, you'll start to believe it. You'll shrink yourself to fit their expectations. You'll live your life trying to please them, forgetting that it's your life, not theirs. Here's the truth. People will judge you no matter what you do. You could follow every rule, meet every expectation, and they'd still find something to criticize. Why? Because their judgment isn't about you, it's about them. It's about their insecurities, their fears, their need to feel superior. Their judgment is a reflection of their own limitations, not yours. So stop wasting your energy trying to prove them wrong. Stop letting their opinions dictate your worth. Their judgment doesn't define you, you do. At the root of judgment lies rejection, the fear that if you don't fit in, you'll be cast out. But here's the thing, true strength comes from being willing to stand alone, from knowing that your worth isn't tied to their approval, from realizing that rejection is not the end, it's a redirection. Let them reject you, let them laugh at you, criticize you, misunderstand you. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you stay true to yourself, that you live your truth even if it makes others uncomfortable. Because the right people will accept you for who you are, not who they want you to be. To rise above judgment, you need to build a fortress of self-worth, a fortress so strong that no insult, no criticism, no rejection can penetrate it. This fortress is built on self-respect, self-love, and self-belief, on knowing that you are enough just as you are. Stop seeking validation from others. Stop measuring your worth by their standards. You don't need their approval to be worthy. You don't need their acceptance to be enough. You are enough because you exist, because you are you, and that is your greatest strength. When you stop caring about their judgment, you find freedom. Freedom to live authentically, to pursue your dreams, to be unapologetically yourself. You stop being a prisoner of their opinions and start living on your own terms. Let go of the need to please them. Let go of the fear of rejection. Let go of the weight of their expectations. You don't owe them anything. You don't owe them an explanation, an apology, or a compromise. Your life is yours to live, and no one else has the right to tell you how to live it. The higher you rise, the louder the judgment will become, but don't let it distract you. Keep your focus on your path, on your goals, your growth, your purpose. The opinions of others are just noise. They don't matter. What matters is that you stay true to yourself and keep moving forward. Every great person in history faced judgment. They were criticized, ridiculed, doubted, but they didn't let it stop them. They didn't let the world's opinions define their worth or dictate their actions. They stayed true to themselves, and in doing so, they rose above the noise. You are not who they say you are. You are not their labels, their opinions, or their judgments. You are who you choose to be. You are the creator of your own identity, the author of your own story. So write your story boldly, define yourself on your own terms, And when they try to judge you, remember their judgment doesn't matter. What matters is how you see yourself. What matters is that you rise above their noise and live your truth. The world will always judge you, but you don't have to let it define you. Rise above their opinions. Rise above their expectations. Be so focused on your growth, your purpose, your power that their judgment becomes irrelevant. Because at the end of the day, it's not about what they think of you, it's about what you think of yourself. So think boldly, live unapologetically, and never let the weight of their judgment hold you down. An unstoppable mindset isn't given, it's forged. It's forged in the fires of struggle, failure, and perseverance. It's built on the ashes of excuses, fears, and doubts. To live without limits, you must first destroy the ones you've placed on yourself, because the only true limits are the ones in your mind. How many times have you told yourself, I can't? How many dreams have you abandoned because you thought they were out of reach? These chains are not real, they're illusions. Illusions fed by fear, doubt, and a society that wants you to play small. The truth is, the world isn't holding you back, you are. Your excuses, your comfort zone, your unwillingness to face discomfort, they're the chains that keep you from becoming unstoppable. Break them, shatter them, step into the discomfort, embrace the challenge, and take control of your destiny. Life will knock you down, it will test you, break you, and leave you questioning whether you can go on. But resilience is what turns setbacks into comebacks. It's the fire inside you that refuses to die, no matter how many times you fall. An unstoppable mindset isn't about never failing. It's about rising every time you do. It's about using failure as fuel, pain as a teacher, and challenges as opportunities. Because every time you get back up, you're stronger. Every time you keep going, you're closer to becoming unstoppable. To live without limits, you must be adaptable. The world is constantly changing, and those who resist change are left behind. Learn to bend without breaking, to adjust without losing your core. Adapt to a strange situation, to turn obstacles into turban in a situation where others see impossibility. Life doesn't go as planned, but that's not an excuse to stop. When the path you're on is blocked, create a new one. When doors close, break through the walls. An unstoppable mindset doesn't wait for opportunities, it creates them. The fear of failure is one of the greatest barriers to success. It keeps you from taking risks, from chasing your dreams, from living fully. But failure is not the enemy, fear is. Fear paralyzes you while failure teaches you. Fear limits you while failure builds you. Reframe failure, see it not as an end, but as a beginning. As a lesson, a stepping stone, a necessary part of growth. The most successful people in the world didn't avoid failure, they embraced it. They failed fast, failed often, and learned from every mistake. That's how you grow. That's how you become unstoppable. An unstoppable mindset requires a clear vision. You need to know what you're fighting for, what you're striving for, what you're sacrificed for. Without a vision, you're aimless. With one, you're unstoppable. But vision alone isn't enough. You need focus, relentless, unyielding focus. Cut out the distractions, the noise, the things that don't serve your goals. Say no to what doesn't matter so you can say yes to what does. Protect your time, your energy, your attention. They are your most valuable resources. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. It's built by facing your fears, keeping your promises to yourself, and proving to yourself that you're capable. Confidence is what allows you to take risks, to bounce back from failure, to keep going when the odds are against you. But confidence isn't arrogance. It's not about thinking you're better than others. It's about knowing you're capable of handling whatever comes your way. It's about trusting yourself, believing in yourself, and refusing to let doubt dictate your actions. An unstoppable mindset operates from abundance, not scarcity. It sees opportunities, not obstacles. It focuses on what's possible, not what's missing. Scarcity tells you there's not enough time, enough money, enough success. Abundance tells you there's more than enough for everyone, and what's yours will come to you if you work for it. Shift your mindset from lack to abundance. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop fearing competition. Stop doubting your worth. There's room for you at the table if you're willing to claim your seat. The unstoppable spirit is one that refuses to quit. It's the fire inside you that burns brighter with every challenge, every setback, every failure. It's the voice that says, I will not stop, I will not give up, I will not be defeated. This spirit is within you. It's been there all along, waiting for you to awaken it, to unleash it, to let it drive you forward no matter what stands in your way. Living without limits isn't about having it all, it's about giving it your all. It's about pushing beyond what you thought was possible, breaking through every barrier, and refusing to settle for anything less than greatness. You are unstoppable. You are limitless. You are capable of achieving more than you've ever imagined if you believe it, if you fight for it, if you refuse to give up. This is your life. Live it boldly, fearlessly, relentlessly. Live without limits.